What's up, guys? It's your boy, the hoodlum, Eric Acton, and you're tuning in to the 3 Count Podcast. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Chaz Evans, and you are listening to this special edition of the 3 Count Podcast presents Now Entering the Ring. And let's go down the roster. Introducing first, he is the second in command. He's the man that runs this show. I'm only just a figurehead. I promise you, I don't do anything. He is the Red Dog, Cliff Miller.
All right, new catchphrase. That's it. That's my catchphrase.
Awesome. Alrighty, introducing next. He is your 43-time man hunting. Oh my goodness, he's the Negro spiritual preacher walk heaven. Rolex wearing, but it's a fake. Slap your mama cause the chicken tastes like crack. Coronavirus surviving world heavyweight United States African American champion, Chris Idol.
Always happy to be here.
And last but certainly not the least, he's my little brother, and that is the only reason he's on this show. He doesn't really watch wrestling. He only listens to Ollie Davis on YouTube. But he's here anyway. You know him as Napster. He's Joshua, but here on the 3 Count, we call him JJ.
Is it my cue? Oh, okay. Oh, I looked at the sidewalks to keep me up the street. You know, it's dangerous times out here. Right now, we're going through a doomsday. You know, I already got myself ready. I got my arms ready. You know, Second Amendment rights. Pew, pew, bow, bow, chitty, chitty, bang. Murder everything. Here we go. All you guys listening to the 3 Count Podcast, you guys are amazing people. Make sure you keep listening. Make sure you keep supporting. Love y'all.
Anyway, that...
Pew, 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 pew. All right, I had to get somebody.
Oh, my God. And anyway, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, it is now entering the ring. And now entering the ring, we got Brett Ryan Gosselin in the hot seat. What's up, man?
Hi. I don't know how I'm supposed to top all that right now, guys. Holy. You said this was going to be gimmicky. Holy shit. That was great. That was great.
I always warn everyone right before. I'm like, hey, listen, it's real gimmicky. And then I just lay it on them. Boom.
That was dope, though. That was great. That was funny. Oh, my God.
Yeah, man. Oh, man, we got you in the hot seat. Thanks again for being on. We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I mean, honestly, like I said before we went on the air, is like I'm alone in my house right now. So, you know, human interaction, even if it's through a computer screen, is very nice.
I feel you. So we're going to give you some human interaction. We all got about 3 questions, I think 3. Oh, we might have more. Who the hell knows? So we all got a couple questions. So I'll start us off. The Red Dog will go after me. Then the Idol Master. And then the runt over here is going to go last. So after that, then we have the rapid fire question round. 10 questions. First thing that comes to mind. Doesn't matter how ridiculous it gets. So any first thought, because we've had some ridiculous shit said. So there is no wrong answer.
I'm known for being ridiculous, so let's hope I can live up.
Then
to
you'll
this.
fit right in with the rapid fire question. You'll fit right in. All right, let's get right down to business. So I got to ask the first question, and it's got to be, how did you get into wrestling?
Well, let's see. I hated it so much growing up. So much. I was a hockey guy.
Wow.
So, yeah. Big. So, just for anyone that's listening, Montreal Canadiens fan. 24 cups,
clip.
dude. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Go Bruins.
Yeah. Gross.
I'm actually an Avalanche fan myself. I'll be honest.
That's not as terrible. But yeah, so I hated it up until 2011, and then I went over to my friend's house one day and I saw his wrestling figures out, and I was like, "You watch this crap? Like, this is stupid." He's like, "Come watch it with me right now." And go downstairs. He puts it on the TV. I'm like, "Okay, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool, man." So from there, it took me a few months before I started watching it by myself, and then January 2011, Edge was on the TV. Came out, Metal Angus, devil horns in the air, pyro going off right behind him. I was like, this dude's awesome. I was like 13 at the time. I'm like, this dude's awesome. This is exactly what I want to be when I grow up. So I watched it. I was like, cool. Following Edge only, like just making sure that Edge held on to the world heavyweight title. And when he kept it away when he lost to Dolph Ziggler for like a hot minute because Vicky Guerrero made him relinquish the title and fired him. That was I was like, you got to be kidding me! This is so stupid. I think it was like SmackDown 600 at that point. And I remember WrestleMania 27. Edge versus Alberto Del Rio is the match that made me want to become a professional wrestler. And I always love telling people that because I've never marked out harder in my life than for that match. I was like screaming, dude. Like his entrance came. Like I remember it was Alberto came out. I was like so amped. I was like, come on, here comes Edge. Here comes Edge. I was like, here he comes. And then Christian's music hit. I was like, Christian, yes, Christian's here too. Awesome. I'm like, okay, here comes Edge. Finally comes out. I'm like doing the devil horns with him and everything. Oh yeah, dude. It just that match alone is like what made me love wrestling. And then, Edge retires the next night. I'm heartbroken. 13-year-old me is just like, what am I gonna do now? And then this little guy CM Punk came along and just like kept me interested for the next 3 years until I started wrestling. Before I started training, actually.
That's funny.
Long-winded answer. But,
no, man. So I have to tell this story, and I know he's not going to mind me telling this story. So we went to SmackDown 1000 when it was in DC. Yeah, look at his face.
Two references. Edge is my favorite wrestler too.
Yes, Edge is his favorite wrestler. And so I think this is actually my first WWE event. I actually went with him. Like we actually went together. Like we actually were sitting next to each other. We always been at the same event, or we all other than that we're at each other's house watching it. So we were at the in DC, and Edge's music hits. And when I tell you, this grown ass man literally screamed like a 6-year-old kid and tapping his foot down, going yes. I have never, and I've known him for almost 10 years, and I've never seen him mark out like that ever.
That was me at the Rumble.
Edge's music hits. It's just something about it. It gets you going.
Like it just you saying Edge, and I was like, it immensely brought that up, and I will tell that story to the day I die on how this serious motherfucker just had a whole fangirl moment, and I witnessed it. I think I actually have it on video, if I'm not mistaken. I think I do. But yeah, man. So that's for Edge. Edge is the guy. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. You only followed Edge?
Oh, like I was like addicted to Edge, and it's funny because 4 months I only watched him because he retired. He retired right after Mania. Right. So it's kind of funny that his last match then was the match that made me want to become a wrestler.
That's amazing. So, well, then I got that answers my next question. Who has been an inspiration?
Well, him and Macho Man Randy Savage.
Ooh.
Yeah. To put it in perspective, I love Macho Man so much that his pop is right there. My ex-girlfriend went out of her way to get it. And, I trashed all the other stuff that she got me, but, I kept that.
That's a good one to keep,
You can't. Yeah. And plus, that, it's just so funny because the number that's on it, every pop has like a number on it.
Yeah.
It's my lucky number on there too.
That's amazing.
So that's just good luck for me.
Oh yeah, definitely. You couldn't throw that away.
Yeah. I knew, like, Macho Man, I know his whole Mania 3 promo. Like, I recited it for class, got an A on it.
Oh,
Nice.
wow, that's cool. That's fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So then my last question is, we're in the future machine. We get in the time machine. We go in the time machine. We're going 5 years into the future. Where do you see Brett Ryan Gosselin at in 5 years?
I want to be in either NWA or the AEW.
Boom.
NWA, I have, like, I'm trying to go back more and more and watch a lot of the old stuff because, like, I'm very much, I'd like to think I'm a more old school character-based wrestler in that aspect, and I just love the product that the NWA is putting on right now. And plus, I've never been down south, so it'd be cool to travel down to Georgia and everything along those lines. You know, WWE would be cool, but at the same time, it's just like there's so many people there, and like I'm 5'9", I'm the size I am right now. I'm most likely will get bigger by then, but at the same time, it's like when you have so many people, how are you gonna like single yourself out? That's the thing. Like it's just it's a little scary to me. I like to make my name in a different company, and then hopefully they notice me and they're like, "Oh, he has some name value to him. Let's bring him in."
Right.
So
Cool beans.
That's not
Go ahead,
bad,
Clifford.
actually.
Go ahead, Clifford. Ask him your questions.
Yo, actually, it's funny because you mentioned that because I just heard that same exact sentiment came from Darby Allin on Unrestricted from the AEW's podcast. So it's funny that you said it too because he was like, I don't want to go to WWE because I don't want to get lost in the shuffle.
yeah.
So, all right, man. So here we go. Right, first thing that we're gonna ask you, man, what was it like making your debut?
Oh my god, that was rough. You guys look at me now, it's like, like I've gained like 20 pounds since my debut. Like I was skinny and I got a big head first off. So like it did not fit on my 140-pound skinny ass body.
I feel that on
That's
a deep
for sure.
emotional level.
It was bad, dude. So like then I was let's see. I had like 3 matches under a hood, under a mask. I was a convict for the first one. And I made the dumb decision to say to my high school classmates, yeah, I had my first wrestling match this week. And they're like, it's on YouTube? I'm like, yeah. Oh, man, did that get around school real quick. That got around. And then, when I debuted as Todd Harris, I went to an all-guys private school. So, bless me. Because that was rough. That was rough alone. But I like wore my high school like dress code essentially. Like I had like khakis, polo, and everything. I was doing the rich kid. I had like this big dude that was my bodyguard. And I watched the promo back actually just recently, and I'm like, yikes. Yikes. I'm like, this is bad. And it was like so easy. It was like an easy match. It was like, oh, I paid off the garbage man. Literally the garbage man to take a fucking pin for me. Oh man, dude. It's rough. It was rough. That first 2 years, rough. It was until it was pretty bad.
What's been your favorite fan interaction?
Oh, it was one time I was working for IWE up in Maine. Oof. There, I got like good heat up there because like Mainers are like very passionate wrestling fans. But there was this like group of kids, like they had to bring out security eventually for me because I was getting like really good heat up there.
Yes, I love that.
It was so bad that like this group of backyard wrestlers like came up to me and they're like, I could kick your ass. I could beat your ass so badly. I could beat you up. No problem. No problem. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, I'm a backyard wrestler. I know what to do. I'm like, I died and just like walked away.
That's amazing.
That is actually I think that's probably this is my favorite. That's my favorite fan interaction story I've been told so far.
Yeah, that's definitely on the list.
How do you have a bunch of backyard wrestlers just come want to
Yeah.
fight you?
Yeah, they're just like, they think they know. Oh, and it's so funny because one of those kids actually sent me a message the next week and was like, "Hey man, can you like watch my match and like tell me what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong?" There's just a list. I remember writing a list that was like wrong. Just like so many wrongs. I was like, just stop and just get training. That's my advice. That's my advice for you. Go to actual training.
So, let me ask, man, what was it like being a part of the most hated faction of 2019?
Oh, jeez. What's the most hated faction?
No. What was it like being a part of that faction? Like just being the most hated faction at NCW?
Oh, jeez. That was totally forgot about that. Oh my god. That's fun. That's fun. You ask about like more fan interactions. Yeah, there was I don't know if you guys know like Tyler Citron and all. He had like a bunch of his friends show up to that show because he had just come back to New England and everything. And so like all his friends were like drunk, like plastered out of their mind. And then you had my friends who were right down the row who were also drunk and plastered out of their minds. And it was just like back and forth, back and forth. And then like this one drunk guy, after I had won the title, tried picking a fight with me. It's just like, oh man, that faction alone was just so much fun because like me, Sierra, and Channing were all really good friends. And like we all get along with each other outside. Like we always talk to each other outside of wrestling and everything. And it's like I'll tell Sierra this to her face. She can be a bitch all the time. And like Channing has me and Channing both have faces you just want to punch. So when you combine all three of those together, it like flourished into something that like I really enjoy, and I hope we can do it other places because then that'll just be even more fun.
All right, man. So you talk about how you have a face that you just want to punch. So what I want to know is, what's the hardest you've ever been hit in a match?
There's two, and both of them were botches. So there was one time I was wrestling in Rhode Island, and the spot was take a punt. It was stupid. You can tell how much I really didn't care. The guy was like, take a super kick, then take a punch, and then catch my line and throw it. I'm like, okay. So I took the super kick. I was like, okay, because I've done this spot multiple times, but I like the punch was never a part of it. So I instantly thought, okay, I'm going to catch the punch. I'm going to go catch it right now. So I leaned in to go catch his punch, which he was throwing straight haymaker.
Yeah.
And I went to catch it, and I got like blasted right in the eye. Like my eyes closed, and I just collapsed. I was like, pin me. Just pin me now. I'm done. Like, I'm out. Like, I got pinned. And believe it or not, like, my eyes was, like, swollen shut. Like, I had a black eye and everything. That's not even the worst one. A year before that, I was in a Survivor Series match. Yeah. And this kid was like, oh, I'll give you this move. This guy's like half brain dead. And he goes, I'll give you this move. It's like a GTS. So it's like he gets you in a half Nelson, spins you around, gives you a knee to the face. It's like, okay, no problem. This guy shoot knees me when I go to lean in for it. Broke my nose.
Oh.
Thank God that was the finish because boom, 1, 2. I rolled out, ran right to the back. I was like, okay, I feel lightheaded too. What the hell is going? And then I puked, and I was like, great, I have a concussion too. Could just tell off the bat I had a concussion because I've had some before, and it's just I knew instantly. So, sorry, there was a cat right outside my window, and I was like, whose is that? So yeah. So the funny story about that is I didn't even get unchanged. I went straight to the hospital.
Jeez.
And I'm wearing like bright purple tights.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm just getting wheeled into the hospital room like this. Not to mention my mom also works at that same hospital.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah.
literally like this. And my mom's like, so how was your night? I'm like, shitty. Pretty freaking shitty, not gonna lie.
Oh, God. Wow.
Oh,
That's quite the story. Okay, so what's the worst match you've ever had? Not excluding your debut. With the worst.
no, that's not even my worst match, dude.
Okay.
All right, worst match. Whew, this was pretty. This is a match I didn't care about. Like I really like, and especially if I showed you guys the match, you could tell I just didn't care. So like, my buddy Malik Logan was working up at IWE for a while. I had left the company like the previous year due to like because a bunch of us left because we were not happy with the promoter. Well, my buddy stayed, and I was like, okay, I'll do you a favor. Pitch to them that I'll come back. You and me can win a tag title, so you can finally do something there. Not to mention they bought that. They literally gave us the tag straps the first time I came back. And our first title offense was against these two guys that actually one of them was one of those backyarders that I mentioned earlier. But he had went and got trained, quote unquote trained.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So I had to go and wrestle those two. So I go in, I hit like a regular combo that I hit, which is like forearm, hit the ropes, back elbow, and then I hook for a bulldog and I hit the bulldog. Problem was, the Duke concussed himself when taking the bulldog. So he rolled out. I was like, okay, well, and I just see him laying there. Like, I didn't know at the time when I hit it. I was like, oh, he just took that really bad. So Pendulum 1-2 kicks out, rolls off to the apron. I'm like, okay, he's not getting up. I'm like sitting there waiting for the hot tag. And the hot tag was like super simple. It was literally like, again, like I said, did not care. It was like super kick, cutter, and then a stunner for the finish. That was it. And I go, and this guy is like, he's just passed out on the apron. I'm like, what is going on? Because like both of them are supposed to come in and take each one of those moves, right? So next thing you know, I got a hot tag. The other guy doesn't tag out. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, he just should know to just bump and feed for a super kick, cutter, and a stunner. Dude froze right then and there. I was like, oh my God. It's like, okay. Kicked him straight in the mush. I was like, I literally yelled at him. I was like, cutter. Boom, boom. I was like, this was absolutely atrocious. And just pin him. I was like, oh, thank God this is over. Because, oh, man, dude, I don't know how you, like, Bulldog's the easiest move to take. Like, one of the easiest. How do you concuss yourself? I don't know. It's just, yeah. But hey, we retained the tag team titles. Yeah, I didn't go back the next month. I didn't. I just said I literally went on their Fan Nation page. I'm like, okay, I'm not coming back for this. I'm not driving 5 hours to Maine just for that. There's no way. It's just like I'm just and like yeah. So I literally typed on their Fan Nation page. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm out, and then quit. I was like, I'm like not. I hope nobody that's listening to this is like thinking, oh man, this guy's like a shitbag. Like he just opts and quits. Like this guy had just lost another 3 people because of comments he wanted to make about the George Lloyd thing, and one of them is my buddy Malik.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
yeah, exactly. Like the guy's just not a good promoter. He's a pretty not good human being. I'm gonna refrain myself from bad mouthing too much. But yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
And my last question for you. It's actually a little bit of a curveball because now that I know you're such a massive Edge fan, I need you to tell me what are your top 3 Edge moments.
Top 3 Edge moments. Winning the WWE title for the first time. His return at the Rumble. and then his retirement speech.
Solid choice.
Those are like the moments, dude. Like I said, like Rumble flew out of my chair, flew right out. And my friends are not wrestling fans, and I'm just like losing my shit. And I'm like, yes, like 22-year-old kid just like losing his mind because his favorite wrestler has finally returned after 9 years. 13-year-old me was vindicated finally.
I was gonna say, I remember when we were discussing that the Royal Rumble, and when Edge came back, the only thing I said, I was like, Michael Cole, will you just shut the fuck up and let Edge come back? Just let Edge come back.
Yeah, man.
That's actually on air. He said that. You can go back and listen to that. He definitely said that.
Oh man, I tell you, I think Michael Cole was pretty good as a commentator when he doesn't have Vince in his ear. That's just my personal opinion, because I've heard him when he was doing the UK tournament a few years ago, and he was great. He was great. He was really good. But I get it. Vince has to get across what he wants to get across, so I get it. He has to tell his commentators, just in case Vince is listening to this at all.
I'm well aware that I'll probably never be signed by WWE if he ever hears this podcast.
I got. Oof, man. Let's see what happens in the lightning room, and then I actually have a funny story that I could mention to you guys.
Alrighty. I guess it's my turn to step up to the plate. Alrighty, Brett Ryan Gosselin. The 3 Count listeners, they really want to understand, what is your drive? What motivates you? What makes you get up out your bed and be like, God damn it, I want to be a wrestler?
Well, let's see. What made me start originally was because I got cut from hockey, my high school hockey team. I was like, I got to stay fit somehow. I got to stay in shape. Got to be doing something active. So I decided to do that. I just, the thrill, dude, every time I come out in front of a crowd now, love it. Just love it. Like that's like an addiction at this point. It's like adrenaline keeps pumping. I've met so many good people through wrestling, a lot of good friends, a lot that are like personal friends to me now. Man, dude, wrestling has probably been there for me in like my darkest times, especially like when my father passed away 3 years ago. When he passed, it was like the first thing I did was show up to wrestling practice the next day. And I remember Vinny Marcellia was like, you could have taken like a day off. I was like, nah, I just want to wrestle. I want to do something. I just it's been, it's essentially my escape from the real world because, the real world kind of sucks.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. What is the biggest advice you could give to up-and-coming wrestlers that are inspiring to be wrestlers?
Go and help out with the ring. Like, Jesus, there are some people that think they need to be owed everything. Like, I'm sorry that you are a champ here, but like nobody else wants to book you here. Like, I'm sorry, go and help out. Show that you're worth more than just being another wrestler on the roster. Go and show that you can help out with production. Go and show that you can help out with the ring. Go and show that you can do more than just be a wrestler. There's a guy that I know, John Roy. He tore his MCL, ACL, something in his leg. I'm terrible when it comes to biology or any of that crap, to be honest. But dude was he couldn't train or wrestle or do anything for 6 months. And what does he do? He starts doing the production for a lot of Matt Taven's videos, a lot of the production for Vinny Marcellia's videos. He does the production at NEW. He does commentary at Top Rope. I believe he does a lot of the production stuff. He helps out the main camera guy, Frankie, at Chaotic. He's all over the place, and he's still trying to show his value, even if it's not as a wrestler. So you guys can easily show your value that's more than just a wrestler. Because, not for nothing, you guys see me right now. I'm a 22-year-old that looks like he's 15. I'm not the biggest guy. I'm not the strongest guy or anything along those lines. But, I showed up, I helped, and I was given an opportunity, and I was allowed the opportunity to debut a lot of my skills, what my strengths are, and a lot of places wanted to keep me going because of that. That's the reason I was in NEW. It's the reason I was in Top Rope, XWA, any of like the big companies around the area. That's where I got my start essentially. It's just they beat it into you day one, and honestly, everybody should listen to that because opportunities come from just helping set up the ring.
I think the 3 count listeners will be noted indeed about that one. Alrighty, my last question for you. What is your preference? Do you like being a face or do you like being a heel? And would you mind explaining why?
Heel. I think I'm just like, I have fun being a face, don't get me wrong. I really do. But like, it's just so fun to piss off people sometimes. Like there's a lot of times where I have to be nice in front of like a lot of people. I have to be. It's professionalism. You don't really want to step on anybody's toes regardless. And there's just a lot of dumb wrestling fans, not gonna lie. Some of them. Like, there's a lot that like message me and they're like telling me about a lot of their stuff, and I'm like, that's awesome. But then there's some that think they know what they're talking about. Like they really think they know what they're talking about. Like they're telling me, I'll never put on like a 5-star match ever. I'm like, who are you to decide that? Like, I don't know. It's just you have more fun being a bad guy, in all honesty. It's just, I feel more confident on the mic as a bad guy. I feel like my character, like Victoria's BRG, a very delusional heel that thinks he wins all the time when in reality he loses, is always gets across better as a heel than as a babyface. But regardless, dude, babyface is kind of fun though. Not gonna lie, so much fun because like I'm honestly like tapped when I'm a babyface. Like my tongue does not stay in my mouth half the time. But it's like, yeah. But heel's always been the thing I'm most comfortable with. So yeah, there's my long-winded answer on that.
Well, I hope you're not long-winded on these questions because it's now time for the rapid fire lightning round questions. Woo! Fireworks. There we go. Cool. Awesome. All right. So 10 questions, rapid fire, and we're gonna put the imaginary timer on right now. Ding! Heard that? You heard it, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Heard it? You heard it? Okay, cool. Imaginary timer. All right, here we go. First thing that comes to mind. Ready?
Yep.
And last show you binge watch.
Drake and Josh.
Hey. Batman or Iron Man?
Batman.
Yes. Sprite or Sierra Miss?
Sprite.
The last time you laughed out loud?
During your guys' intro.
So Friday night, what are you doing?
Drinking and partying with the boys.
Favorite cartoon?
Teen Titans.
Favorite video game?
Got it right here. Sly 2 Band of Thieves.
Yes, sir. Hello. Yeah, I gotta take a pause. We're gonna pause this real quick. I love that game.
Just beat it for the 15th time the other day.
Bruh.
I hit this on the PlayStation 2.
That's an original. Okay,
Mhm.
I just had to admire that because I have very fond memories of that game. Anyway, back to the lightning fire questions. I lost my spot. Where was I? I wrote these down. Oh yeah, SmackDown or Raw?
SmackDown.
AEW or NXT?
AEW.
And last but not least, favorite cuss word?
Fuck.
Boom, there it is. Oh man, that was you passed the lightning rapid fire super duper question fast round. Change the name every time.
Oh man, those were fun.
Oh man, bro, thanks again for coming on. Like this was definitely fun.
Yeah, I know I can be long-winded at points. Like people make jokes about it, but yeah, I
It's all
always have
good. It's all
fun
good.
talking with you, and you guys are cool. Like I just met you guys today for crying out loud, and you guys are all chill. Like I'd want to go and want to go on a Friday night, have a drink with the boys with you guys.
Let's get Only one that can't drink is this one. He's underage, but hey, we give him some club soda.
Well, if we go to Paris,
Who's getting in a plane
Paris.
anytime now? Who's getting in a plane? Who's getting in the
You
plane?
want to swim? You want to swim?
Alrighty then. I don't-
Paris, I'm technically legal to
Justin, can you swim? I
No.
can swim and I'm black. You're black, you can swim. What is that? You can't say that when you're black and you swim.
That's the joke, because I'm one of the few black people that can actually
Shut
swim.
up anyway.
To be fair, I was not going down that route.
Hey, no, yep, I wasn't either, man. I wasn't either.
Oh
And
man.
he was like, "Oh, Justin, can you swim?"
Well, because I'm not.
Yeah.
I was just asking if he could swim because I wasn't sure if Justin knew how to swim. I know another friend of ours, I know Chris. He can't swim. He's scared of water. So I just wanted to ask if he knew how to swim. This is my show.
My father
Jeez.
dumped me into the deep end and told me to
I
swim.
don't- This is my show. You asked me why I do. Anyway, we gotta sign off. So, like I was saying, Brett, drop your socials so people can follow you.
So it's the same for Twitter, Instagram, even TikTok. Dude, don't follow my TikTok. It's awful. At BRG_wrestles. That's with an S at the end.
Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another edition of the 3 Count Podcast presents Now Entering the Ring. We have the victorious BRG in the building. My name's Chaz Evans, here with the Red Dog, here with Chris Idol, JJ, and the victorious one. Catch you guys next time. Have a good night. Wash your hands. And shut your ass. Definitely getting sued for that one.
Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to our channel to get the best content from the 3 Count. We're the best podcast out there. Don't let anyone tell you different. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at 3CountPod, as well as on Twitter at 3Count_pod.